So protecting the environment, if we're such good green chemists, why do we need to think about abatement and waste disposal? Well, we cannot eliminate all emissions using green chemistry principles. There's always going to be some emissions and some waste from chemical processes. So we need a license to operate. There are legislations we need to follow. REACH, the Industrial Emissions Directive. The understanding of the impact of chemicals is constantly changing. Dipolar aprotics, DME, for instance. Emission limits are always getting tighter. And we really need to think about minimising the impact of our processes on the environment. So if we look at this EU waste hierarchy, and this applies across all manufacturing processes, not just pharma, we start at the bottom with disposal, incinerate with energy recovery, recycle, reuse, minimise and prevent. And of course, ideally, this is the least preferred situation to be in, and we want to, if we can, move up to here. So this is really where we want to be. If we can't be here, we want to think about reuse and recycle. Certainly in the pharma industry, we need to consider reuse and recycle, but we need to be very careful, of course, that these don't have an impact on the quality of the final product's API. So the IED, certainly in Europe, it's the key legislation for minimising emissions and material and optimising material use for most industrial activities. The goal of the legislation is to minimise and prevent pollution, achieve a high level of protection from the environment as a whole. And installations must be operated according to a permit issued by competent authorities. And in containing and abating emissions, they need to operate the so-called BAT, best available techniques. So chemical processes generate waste from a number of different sources, and they all need to be managed. Now, there are a number of different techniques available to manage these waste streams, and which ones you apply very much depend on whether they're air, liquid or solid. So we may have off gases, volatile organic compounds, gaseous byproducts, excess gaseous reagents, processed water, used solvents, mixtures of both. We may produce byproducts which need to be disposed of, excess reagents, spent catalysts, and spent solids. So these are things like filter aids, chromatography supports, etc.